Hey, this is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro studios. I'm trying this go live streaming thing on YouTube for the first time, so pardon me. Let's just make sure that you can hear me. We're going to be talking about unlimited cash buyers. We're going to be talking about disposition in wholesale real estate. So stick around because I got some really, really cool secrets I want to share with you today that's going to help you along the way. It's going to save you a lot of money, a lot of time, and you can get very, very fast to the money. Okay. That's what this is about. So if you can hear me, just make sure you click on the like button or something like that, just to make sure that you can hear me. By the way, even if you don't click right now, make sure the like button lit blue by the time we're done. Okay. Make sure it lit blue before you leave this video. All right. So I'm actually trying to make sure we're live. Let me see. Just want to make sure we're live first before I keep talking here so I don't end up talking to myself. Again, we're going to talk about unlimited cash buyers. We're going to talk about JVs. We're going to talk about partnerships. We're going to talk about fast money, fast disposition. This is wholesale real estate. So your ability to be able to get rid of a contract you secure as fast as possible is key to everything. Okay, it's key to everything. But more importantly, you want it to be a systematic process. Okay, so it looks like we're live. Let me see. Let's see here. Let me just check the monitor. All right. Yep, we're live. All right. So just want to make sure we're live. All right. So we're going to talk about unlimited cash buyer. Welcome, welcome. In case you're brand new here, make sure you check out this. Smart Real Estate Wholesaling is absolutely free. When you go to smartrealestatewholesaling.com, that's where you want to grab that book for free. And if you're looking for a community where you can actually benefit big time from, again, we're talking about partnerships today, then you can join us in the three pillar system. It's actually threepillar.system.com. All right. Let me just make sure that all right. All right, so let's get started today. So again, we're talking about unlimited cash buyers, okay? Cash buyer, not cash buyer, unlimited cash buyers, partnerships, JVs, and fast money and disposition, okay? So in wholesale real estate, let me just take a minute to not a minute, 30 seconds, okay? And I promise 30 seconds. The heart and science of securing, okay, is the heart. Wholesaling in real estate as a real estate investing strategy is the heart and science of securing, okay, of finding deeply discounted real estate properties, okay, and then turning it for profit. Okay, so in this video I'm going to spend a little bit of time on turning it for profit, but I want you to understand that what you get paid for is actually not necessarily the turning it for profit. If you don't have something to turn for profit, basically you're wasting your time. You got to secure the wherever the entity you're trying to turn for profit, which is basically you get paid mainly for finding deeply discounted property. And if you don't focus on that as a start in this business, it's going to come back to bite you. And I'm going to share some more information on that in a few minutes here. Okay. But just so you know, real estate wholesaling is the heart and science of two different things: acquisition and disposition. Okay, acquisition and disposition. You put a house under contract, you sell the contract, and you make money simply because the person that you're selling the contract to, that's what they live for. They're looking for deeply discounted property. You help them properties, you help them secure that. They will pay you brilliantly, lucratively for doing that all day long. And the beautiful thing is that if you don't want to, you don't have to leave your home either. You can choose to leave your home. If you're more of a touchy-feely type of person, you may want to go to the appointments. But there are gurus out there that swear up and down that you must have to go to the appointment. It's not necessarily true. You can do deals remotely. There are people doing it. There are kids that have never been to a house and they are closing deals all day long. So I'm the one that will tell you that truth. Okay. But if you want to, if you're less busy, a little bit less busy in the beginning of your career, you have a little bit more time. There's nothing wrong with going to the appointment. It just helps you touch the business a little bit more. Okay, so a lot of times Shola and I, my brother, my partner, we will get on the road on Saturdays. We're out on the road looking at properties, looking going to our own projects and things like that. And that part of it is actually a big part of the business, but it's not a requirement. Okay, so that's that for. So today we want to talk about disposition, which is disposing the contract. You put a house under contract and you give that contract, you assign that contract to a cash buyer, end buyer, whatever you want to call it. Okay, basically somebody that will pay the cost of the whole acquisition in addition to your fee. $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, my highest in fees, not the cost of the real estate. In actually net fees has been $82,000. As far as gross, when I'm doing partnerships and all that stuff, I've done deals up to $250,000. Okay, so anything is possible, but everything is impossible if you don't start marketing and finding deeply discounted properties. So I needed to make sure I stress that even more. So now let's talk about the disposition side of things. Finding a cash buyer can be a little bit difficult. If you go on Craigslist, you see a bunch of wholesalers posting houses that they can't get rid of. They're trying to push it. Even good spreads, even properties with good spreads, good profit margins, but they can't sell it simply because they don't. Their network is not that big. Okay, because sometimes this business make it seem like the gurus make it seem like it's very easy like that to find a cash buyer, and I'll tell you, if your network is not big enough, it can be very very difficult to find a cash buyer. Okay, so building your list, building your cash buyer network, building your investor network, uh, is like 50%, if not 80% of this game. Now, I want you to be careful what I just said. It's 100% of the game for you if you're brand new is to find deeply discounted properties. Okay, if you're working with me personally, you will have access to me and I will help you dispose of your property. But the reason for that is because you have access to my network. Okay, so that's because I've worked basically for the past 13 14 years building my network, and you're basically leveraging my network, and that's why we're going to be making money together. I'm not doing that for free, obviously not, right? Because it's a JV partnership, it's a joint venture partnership, right? So that's the reason, I have invested interest in helping you push that deal. Okay, so Craigslist is basically, when you go on Craigslist and you post your property on Craigslist, 85 90% of the people, 95% of the people that are going to be calling you are going to be wholesalers. Okay, they are looking for properties to pick up and things like that, and many of them are newbies. All right, personally, even if I was to tackle a deal and try to call people on Craigslist, there are two reasons why I would call people on Craigslist. Uh, well, first of all, if I see an ARV, if somebody put an ARV number on there, I will automatically assume that that person is a wholesaler or an investor and they are looking to dispose a deal, right? So I would not get on the phone and be asking, do you own this property? How long has it been on the market? Like basically those very valid questions become stupid questions because they're not targeted to the right person. Okay, you're talking to another wholesaler, and there's a lot of people that make that mistake. So with that being said, even though there's tons of wholesalers on Craigslist, the first tip I want to share with you in this video is that all of those people are your business partners. They are your potential business partners. They can either bring you deals, aka leads. Let me just say leads first of all. They can bring you leads, or they can bring you cash buyers. Okay, so your ability to be able to build a partnership network with these people, it's everything in this game. Okay, you want to create a system that you can build a partnership with people that are actively looking for deals, looking for cash buyers, or build a network with them. Because I'm going to tell you right now, after closing tons of deals in this game, there's not a single deal that I have not had to partner with someone. Okay, not a single one. Okay, and I'm not talking about my partner here in house, Shola. I'm talking about partner with somebody that's not necessarily inside of my camp. So when you guard up your game and you guard up your the second tip right here, if you guard up your wholesaling business and you don't want anybody in, you just want to find your own buyers, you're basically shooting yourself on the legs because the gurus, one of the things that they thrive off of is JV deals. Okay. If you see a guru with thousands of views, thousands of people watching them live, one of the things they thrive off of, and rightfully so, is JV deals, joint venture partnerships. Most of their deals, if they're doing $100,000, $200,000 a month, majority of that is joint venture partnerships. Okay, for obvious reasons. First of all, they don't have to spend, like, there's no direct marketing cost attached to any of those leads, right? And if the spread, the numbers are good and the deals make sense, they push it, they either buy it or they push it and they make money together with the person that secured the contract. So what I just said is actually a beautiful thing about this business. Okay. That's what I mean by unlimited cash buyers, unlimited joint ventures, unlimited partnerships, and fast disposition and fast money. Just imagine, I don't know if you've heard this saying before, the bigger your network is, the bigger your net worth is, not will be, not is going to be. If you understand the power of a network, right, then you know that you can instantly have a net worth that's huge instantly without showing in the bank first. One of the things I always try to tell people is that if you're making money, right, and your bank account starts getting fat, is a manifestation of how big your net worth is already was. Okay, it takes time before it shows up in the bank account, but your bank account only reflects something that already happened in the past, a net worth that already happened in the past. So if you want to automatically start building your net worth instantly right now, that will eventually show up in your bank account, guess what you have to do? Build your network. Okay, so there are multiple ways to do that. The obvious one you will hear people say is go to a meetup. Go to a meetup and mingle with other people. But I'm actually talking about making sure there are 5 to 10 people coming into your network every single day. Now, you cannot do 5 to 10 people every single day by going to a meetup because most meetups are once a month for real estate. So if you go to a REIA, they're once a month. So are you going to be waiting once a month before you meet 5 new people? No, that business will be slow. Your business will lack momentum, and you don't have to do that. Now, when you go out to the meetups, there's a plus to that. You're meeting people one on one to get to know you, and when people get to know you, it's just another heightened relationship building there, right? But you don't have to wait for that. You can start building your network right now today by linking with anybody or anyone in the business, having conversations, and just say, hey, let's JV together. Let me know if you have a deal and I'll push it. Let me know if you have a seller that's looking for a deal. I can help find a deal for them, right? And you can do it that way. And there's such a big space when it comes to opportunities, but a small tight space when it comes to people. It's not that high of a competition, especially the people that would take this extra step I'm suggesting right now. There's not too many people that would do it. Okay, it's either they're too paranoid or they're not taking any action. Okay, think about it. It's either they're too paranoid to do deals with others or they're not taking action. Okay, so basically what I'm asking you to do is increase your resources. Okay, by increasing your network, you automatically increase your resources. What are resources? Well, cash buyers are resources because they're the one that will bring the cash to the table to buy the deal that you secured, right? So you need your network to be as big as possible, as humanly possible. And the fastest way to do that is to network with others and say, hey, if you're looking for a way to JV, I got a deal, I put a deal under contract, please help me push this. You need to engage like that in this business because honestly, there's no way around it. Every deal you close, somebody else is making money. There's a lawyer making money, there's an attorney making money, there's a title agency making money, right? Closing agents making money, possibly a hard money lender making money, an investor making, someone is making money anyway. It's not just you that will be making money anyway. So it's kind of like an oxymoron to be protecting a deal when this, so you would think of this. If you watch my live stream, the last live stream that I did, you may look at it as, how does this contradict you? Well, yesterday somebody is blatantly kicking you out of the picture and going to steal your deal. Today I'm saying coming together and making money together, because the relationships you build from doing that is a lot more, it's worth a whole lot more than any one single human being, including yourself and myself. Does that make sense? So that's that. So the action step that I'm talking about right now is, if you want unlimited access to cash buyers, right? Connect with other real estate wholesalers in the game. Okay, connect with other investors in the game, connect with the other gurus, engage and encourage yourself to collaborate with gurus. Send your deals to them, say, I got this deal, I have it under contract, send it to them. They may ask you two things. Again, if they're somebody with a bigger platform, they may ask you a few things. Okay, as a matter of fact, the two things that you should expect they will ask you is, they will ask you to sign a JV contract. If that person has a bigger platform, like for example, I have a big list of cash buyers, I'm not just going to take your word by it and say, hey, send me your deal and I'll blast it. No, I will need you to send me a copy of the contract that you signed, and I will need you um, to sign a JV deal with me. Why? Because I can't just take your word by it, and my resources are reserved for other deals of people that will be willing to do that. Okay. If you're willing to do that, then we can make money together all day long. What do you have to do before that? You got to find deeply discounted properties first. Don't forget that. Okay. But once you start finding them, we can help you put a fast disposition on it. We can expose you to a lot more other people. Think about it this way. Let's say I have access to 100 cash buyers. Let's say one of the people on that list is not an actual cash buyer. I see a lot of people scared of other wholesalers in the game, right? It's not just you. I was like that too before I received wisdom, right? um if one of the people on that list is actually a wholesaler who has a list of another 100 cash buyers, right? So it's not really a buyer, but it's not going to buy my deal, right? And thank God I didn't get too about hiding that person to my list. But this person has access to another 100 cash buyers. So that will be 100 plus my 99 actual cash buyers. Now you have 199 cash buyers. And you can start thinking in your mind, start going wild. And basically, you have access to all the cash buyers in the world by simply being open to JVs and partnerships. You will move your deals a lot faster. You have access to a lot more cash buyers that you can possibly have access to. All right. Now, outside of signing a paperwork, JV contract, whatever you want to sign, a non-circumvention agreement, whatever you want to sign, outside of that, the deals is just as protected as your relationships with these people. That's it at the end of the day. Okay. The rapport you build in this industry, obviously, first with the seller, right? Your prospect, your actual client, and obviously with everyone else in the game, your business is just as good as those things. By the way, if I said anything that made sense, True, make sure you click that button at least once during the course of this session, and make sure the like button leads blue. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. So that's something I wanted to share with you. Again, unlimited cash buyers, hard money lender buyers, right? These people that are willing to buy investment properties are the bread and butter of the wholesale game. You need access to as many as possible. Anytime you put a house under contract, you need multiple interest on that property, because if it's only one person looking at that property at a time, basically, they don't have a reason to give you a competitive offer. Does that make sense, right? They don't have a reason to deal with you. But if they see other people interested in property, first of all, that's an indication that that property is potentially a profitable situation, because everyone else they see it, right? I practice this in everything I do in this business, right? I am never at the mercy of any one option of anything, either buyer, seller, contractors, title company, agency. I'm never at that. I build my network so I can have a bigger network. Are we making sense here? So that's something I wanted to share with you today. If you're starting a business brand new and you're afraid that, but how do I find cash buyers? Well, you're absolutely right that with that question, you should absolutely be building your list of cash buyers, because your list of cash buyers are obviously their loyalty level will be a little bit higher because they're on your list, they're subscribed to your list, right? But beyond that, now You got to build your network, and that means you have access to everyone else's cash buyers list. And the way you do that is by being open to partnerships, being open to joint ventures. It's a big part of the game. Okay. So here's what happens. Like I said, the prerequisite to this is make sure you're actually actively marketing yourself for properties. Don't just base your business around looking for buyers for other people's deals. Find deals by yourself too. Engage in the business, because you will also increase your knowledge about the business when you do that. Now, after you do that, be open to partnerships with others, either in the form of looking for buyers for them or looking for sellers for a buyer. Okay. Just be open to that. All right. So, for example, here's an example. You put a house under contract, right? And you're trying to dispose the contract, right? You put a house under contract for $115,000, right? The property is worth 180, right? Nice little spread right there. And you need to sell it. You want to make $10,000, so you marked it up $125,000, right? Um, and you're asking $125,000, and then you post it on Craigslist or maybe other forums for salebyowner.com, meetup.com, on REA, right? I just give you three tips of where you can post your properties, because all those places are also network, right? So you post it on those places, and a few people who reached out to you on Craigslist, right? And they go, do you own this property? Or they actually sent a text from a Google Voice. They do that a lot. It's borderline annoying, but I'm asking you to not look at it as annoying. Does that make sense? Look at it as another person that can come into your network, that can bring other people's resources, OPR, that can bring other people's resources into your network. So once they start asking your typical scripted questions like, do you own this property? How long have you owned it? How much mortgage is owed on it? You said, wait. Uh, I appreciate your questions. Are you a wholesaler? Listen, I'm open to JV on this deal all day long. Are you willing to find me a buyer? You have a buyer ready to go? Or you don't? Oh, okay. All right. Let me know if you find a buyer, and then we can talk. Would you like me to add you to my buyers list? Awesome. I'm going to add you to my buyers list. Do you have other properties that you're trying to get rid of? Refers. Ask for refers all day long. Okay. And then, all right, awesome. I'm going to add you to my list. Okay. And by adding them to your list, you're basically automatically scheduling the next meeting. Okay. Now, if you learn anything in business, if you know anything about business, you don't quit a particular meeting unless you schedule another meeting. Okay. If I meet up with you right now and you're a prospect of some type, a seller, a buyer, a contractor, um, if I want something from you that has to do with money, or some more money in my pocket, or some more revenue in our business, right? I don't stop the meeting unless I schedule another meeting. That's a rule. That's just a rule. I actually learned that in network marketing, and you should keep it at the back of your mind all day long. So how do you do that on a typical scenario like the scenario I just presented, right? The way you do that is you get that person subscribed to your list so they can keep hearing from you. All right. If there's no immediate business to do right now, put them in your network where they keep hearing from you. Be on their radar. If they're doing the same thing, they will want you to be on their radar too, right? So do something to get on their radar. If that person is some type of mentor or something like that, you're probably following them and you're on their radar, but you want them to be on your radar. And these are things that you can do to really, really build your net worth. Ultimately your net worth. Okay, but you start by building your network. Okay, so today we're talking about cash buyers, and it's a big question that comes up. If you're a person that you're not really marketing for yourself, you're not pounding that calls, you're not calling absentee owners, vacant properties, and you're not doing that, you need to get started. If you're looking for step by step how to get started, we have that in our membership, a 3 pillar system. After you figure that out and you're now bringing in leads coming in, right? Then you need to sell the property. You need to sell the property. Okay. One of the things that I really got very good back in 2005 when I got started, I had a situation where most of the quote unquote buyers at the meetup were basically useless. Okay. And it's actually worse today. But it was actually also a way of me thinking about it. No one is actually, in fact, useless. Okay. And I gotta give credit to Tony DeCloser, Max Maxwell's friend, because I was watching a video of his with the real estate disruptors, right? And he said he doesn't pre-qualify anyone. Like when he used to be a car dealer salesman, when somebody walks into the lot, it doesn't matter what the person look like. he assumes that person has money in their pocket. The truth is that everyone has some kind of money in their pocket. If he's a real human being, they have relationships, family members, friends, everyone has money in their pocket, even if they're broke, like literally physically, right? So that's the more reason why you want to treat everyone equally. That's the more reason you don't want to put any cash buyer on a pedestal, because they will fall off anyway, because they're human, right? They'll have other agendas, their own personal agendas. They will fall off, treat everyone equal, respect everyone. Somebody is inquiring about your property, treat them equally with respect and say, yeah, yeah, property. If you notice that you have to protect your resources, for example, in my situation, I have to protect my time, right? If I'm talking to a wholesaler who doesn't really have a buyer yet, I say, hey, listen, we can do deals all together. You have a buyer, bring it to me. Listen, let me add you to my list. So I'm increasing my net worth and my network automatically by doing that. The reason why I'm able to flow and say that to you is because it's a part of my system. Suggesting that you make it a part of your system, because no one in this business is useless. You're going to be partners with everyone. There's no one single deal you're going to close that is just all you that make money from it. Somebody else is going to make money from it. But if you sit on a deal that's not being closed, then no one is making money from it, including you. Right? No one else is making money from you. You're not making money. So all you can do is protect it by signing a contract, making sure a contract is signed. If there's a short sale involved, make sure you have a short sale approval before you market the deal, aka market the deal, market the contract. Make sure you have those things in place. Those things are basically all you can do to protect yourself. If you try to harbor a deal and you hide addresses and stuff like that, basically you'll be burning yourself up, because you're not giving the deal the exposure it needs. Every deal you have, no matter how good and sweet it is, will need the right amount of exposure in order to dispose the deal. And if you don't dispose the deal, there's no money. Disposing the deal simply means you assign the contract to an end buyer. Okay, that's where the money comes from. And if you don't do that, basically, and no one makes money. And even worse, if you have a situation, a seller that really had to get rid of a deal or property and is holding them down financially, then you basically don't end up serving them, because they're basically primarily the person you're trying to serve. Help them get rid of a house and you make money, right? That's the way it works. All right. So let's talk about three things. I want to share three things with you before I round this off. Okay. You need unlimited cash buyers. We already agree on that. Okay. In the beginning, you don't necessarily have that, but you kind of do if you start connecting with 5 to 10 people getting on your list on every single day. All right. How do you get people on your list every single day? Well, we start by having access to name and addresses of actual homeowners. There are absentee owners, vacant property. We have another video on all these different types of people: bankruptcy, pre-foreclosure, tax delinquencies, all this. There's like 8 different versions of them. There's another video that I did on 8 sources of wholesale real estate leads. You should go watch that video, right? And then in addition to that, once you had all these names and email, not email, names and addresses to your record, basically whatever number right there, that's your network already increasing right there. Now, each professional in this game, either as a wholesaler, even if it's a newbie, right, are worth a whole lot more than just one prospect, seller prospect. Okay, they're worth more than one single seller prospect, worth more than one single buyer prospect. Let me explain what I just said. Okay, even if someone is broke, right? Because that's the same thing that makes wholesale real estate works. It's because people don't need cash or credit or experience. Basically, the relationships is all that matter. The relationships, the knowledge, and the willingness and the desire to look for deeply discounted properties. That's what matters here. Okay. So you don't, any one wholesaler, even if they're dead broke and they couldn't pay their bill last month or anything like that, one wholesaler is worth more than any one single seller, buyer, because of the relationship you're creating with a person that's becoming a professional and a better and better professional on a daily basis. If they find a deal, they come to you, or they find a buyer, they come to you. That relationship is worth everything to you. So don't just, this is not the game where you want to look at other wholesalers and say, yeah, he's just another wholesaler. No, 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 don't do that. Wrong move. Okay. Every wholesaler in the game is that much valuable to you. If you can be a part of a community, be a valuable part of the community. Somebody is asking a question, if you don't, even if you don't know the answer to the question, but you're less busy anyway because you still have to manage your resources. Time is your number one resources. If you're less busy anyway, go on Google that information. You will learn it, right? And then you share that information, because when you teach, you learn twice. You ever learned that before? That's facts. Okay, you teach, you learn twice. So the three things I want to share with you here is: number one, increase your network. Okay, in order for unlimited cash buyer, increase your network, right? That will increase your net worth automatically. Increase your network again, increase your network. You know how in real estate people say location, 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 location. Well, let all the realtors and agents and brokers say that. Okay, as a wholesaler, okay, it's about relationships for you. It's not about the houses, about the rapports that you build, the relationships you build, right? Because you're dealing with the people. Because I mean, there's tons of houses on the street. You go write down all the addresses, it doesn't make a difference until you actually reach a person, a human being. The relationship you have with that person is really all that matters. The house could be a shithole. Okay, all that matters is the relationship that you have with everybody. Starting from sellers, you got to start with sellers. But as you're doing sellers, as you put houses under contract, now you're going to be posting that houses, and you see people reach out to you, asking questions about the property. Majority of them are going to be wholesalers. That's not a bad thing. I used to feel like it was I didn't feel like it was a bad thing, but I used to not pay attention to it until I thought that through. Like, wait, all these people are trying to build a business. They can be a big part of the network, my network. I can be a part of that network. We can do deals together all day long, and that's just additional resources for me. Okay, so the key thing that I want to share with you, like that, I already said network, right? Network is the same thing. Next thing I want to share with you is resources and resourcefulness. This game is about being resourceful. Okay, it's not about you already have the resources. Listen, if people have all the money in the world, they just go buy real estate investment and be buying them. They don't. Most wholesalers don't. Okay, they got into the game because they're broke, right? But what can you do with those people? What can you do with the relationship with these people? I just give you a tip for the third, by the way. What can you do with the relationship with these people? Well, you can obviously increase your network, right? You can increase your net worth by having a relationship with these people. And remember, as a part of this second tip right here, any single wholesaler is worth more than one cash buyer. Why? Because they are marketers. Okay, they are marketing. They're reaching out to multiple cash buyers, multiple prospects. Keep them in your camp, build relationship with them, go to dinner, if you have the time, still manage your resources, go to dinner, link up with them, hang out with them, and just talk business. Okay. The third tip: relationship. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. I think relationships speak for itself. We covered that actually in details here. Three pillar system is covered also here in details. If you just want to read about it, it's smartrealestateWholesaling.com. That's where you go get this book for free. It's also available in Kindle, audio, and a book like this if you want it on Amazon.com. If you want it, you can also access it through smartrealestateWholesaling.com. And I completely absolutely encourage that you join our mastermind. It's only $10 per month. At this point in time, is the join fee is $0, but it's $10 per month starting now. The $0 join fee will increase. I'm I'm warning you, okay? There's actually a join fee to actually join that will increase. So if you're on the fence, that actually is supposed to be $197. It's waived for now. $197 for $10 every month. But right now it's $0 and you just locked in for $10 per month. All right. So hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. And please click like at least once if I said anything that made sense. That helped me spread the word a little bit more. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you have any questions, use the comment box below. Feel free to do that. And hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. And peace.